Well, we're back again with yet another No Fluff analysis, and this time we're going to be talking about the Gala Dragalia Summon Showcase running from the 26th of February to the 3rd of March, UTC. Let's cut the fluff and get straight to it with the Gala Dragon added the 5-star Light Dragon Gala Reborn Jeanne, the Sacred Standard Bearer. Reborn Jeanne's skill is Holy Crusade, dealing 1650% damage over 5 hits, and increasing the user's max hit points by 10%. As with the other Gala Reborn Dragons, this skill will automatically cast at the end of her transformation, even if the skill was already used. Gala Jeanne's abilities mirror those of the other Reborn Dragons, granting light units 70% strength, and the second ability granting light units Oath of the Righteous. Much like the other Gala Reborn Dragons, this grants plus 30% to the damage modifier against shadow and non-elementally attuned enemies for 45 seconds when the dragon gauge fills by 10%. And again, much like the other Reborn Dragons, this more or less simplifies to plus 20% damage. Gala Reborn Jeanne follows the pattern established by the other Gala Reborn Dragons we've seen thus far, but with the small added bonus of up to 20% max hit points per transformation. She'll be a nice pickup, and likely a small upgrade over Thor and Daikokuten. But if you already have those max unbound, then I'm not really sure that it's worth the resources required to get a max unbound Gala Reborn Jeanne, whether that be through pulling multiple copies or by using Sunstones. Some people have also been asking whether or not Gala Jeanne works well with Gala Zenna due to Gala Zenna's hit point scaling passive, but Gala Jeanne doesn't work as well as some people hope. Gala Zenna's passive only works off passive hit point buffs, which Gala Jeanne's skill buff certainly is not. It will however mean that you lose less of your strength buff as you take damage, since a larger hit point pool means that you naturally lose fewer percentage points to hits of the same damage, but that's about it. All in all, I'd recommend going for Gala Jeanne if you lack Gala Thor or Daikokuten, as Gala Jeanne should be able to punch slightly above their weight. While not limited but rate up anyway, we have the addition of the 5-star Light Lance, Ryszarda, the Wing of Enlightenment. Much like the other units affiliated with the Church, Ryszarda also has a Sigil ability. Her first ability is Raphael's Covenant. Ryszarda gains a unique, non-damaging full strike that grants the non-stacking buff Raphael's Steel for 20 seconds, granting 15% strength and 10% attack rate. Ryszarda also starts quests with the locked Sigil debuff for 300 seconds, being reduced by 30 seconds every time her hit points are restored, with an additional 15-second deduction for heals of over 1000 hit points. This bonus reduction can only trigger once every 20 seconds, so the minimum amount of time required to unlock the sigil is a little under 2 minutes. Once the sigil is released, Ryszarda gains a multiple charge level combo finisher. At maximum charge, this combo finisher gains the ability to dispel and deals 801% damage over 3 hits and grants 1000 SP. Ryszarda's first skill is Clayman's Punishment, dealing 2160% damage over 3 hits and inflicting Flash Burn with 120% chance. Her second skill is Lentus Oracle, restoring Ryszarda's hit points with 90% healing potency and granting the non-stacking buff Raphael's Embrace for 30 seconds, granting 15% critical rate and knockback immunity. Much like most launch units, she grants the hit point co-ability, and her chain co-ability grants light units hit point recovery equals strength, granting units an 8% strength buff for 15 seconds whenever their hit points are restored, with a 10-second cooldown between activations. Ryszarda also has Curse Resist, and her final ability is Raphael's Protection. Once Ryszarda's Sigil is released, whenever she takes damage she grants her other team members a life shield for 30% of her max hit points, with a cooldown of 60 seconds between activations. So Ryszarda brings a pretty loaded kit to the light roster, with a bit of everything. Chunky 2.1k damage mods on her S1, only costing 2.4k SP, some self-healing, and some dispel and team defense utility with her other abilities. A decent portion of this utility is locked behind her sigil though, so Ryszarda takes a while to get going. Her kit looks decent on paper, but there's a few things we need to consider. A lack of a damaging full strike means that she won't contribute as much to overdrive shredding in Legend Tartarus, if he follows the same phase progression and berserk mode pattern that we've seen with Volk and Cayenne. And Dispel isn't as required against Tartarus since it simply makes his attacks hit harder and purple. However, if Legend Tartarus does have a berserk phase, this could be a big deal. Since being able to iframe targeted attacks in Berserk is a big part of surviving, if he uses Relentless Rage during Berserk and makes his attacks purple, being able to dispel could be a huge boon. Her defensive utility and her life shields could be useful for breaking through the first couple of phases of Legend Tartarus, but once again, if Berserk exists, then Ryszarda will be unlikely to be able to survive damage in order to activate her shields. She'll be decent for existing content though, and for players lacking the limited heavy hitters in the light roster like the Gala units, Peony or Mitsuhito, then Ryszarda could be a viable addition to your roster. While not part of the showcase, we also had some Wyrmprints added. We had the 5-star Wyrmprint Rivalry of Kings, granting 40% mana caster skill damage, and Dragon's Boon. Just the 40% skill damage for mana casters is already great, but the addition of Dragon's Boon makes this even better for Gala Leonidas. Grab this print for your mana casters, with maybe the exception of Yoshitsune and Gala Shell. And added with the event we have a 5-star print, Extreme Teamwork, granting 25% Flash Burned Punisher. While it's our first Flash Burned Punisher print, you'll get this naturally through playing through the current event, so be sure to grab it while you can. Overall, the showcase adds a powerful light dragon that'll likely be an upgrade over Galathor and Daikokaten. I think this is a must pull if you lack either of those dragons, and Ryszarda will be a decent pickup if you lack any light Gala units or the limited Peony and Mitsuhide from previous seasons. It's been over 2 years since our last permanent 5-star light lance. The last one was Annalie, who, funnily enough, was also on the first banner I ever reviewed. Well, that's enough fluff for today. Thank you very much for watching until the end. Take it easy, stay safe, and I wish you luck in your upcoming polls.